All right. What's going on, everybody? Needs more drums here with another Snowrunner video. So in the second video today, we're going to be tackling some of the contracts, some of the bigger challenges in the Lake COVID or however you say it map of Kola Peninsula. As you can see, we are not off to a great start here. So I tried to record some of the footage of me getting to this point, but to be honest, my program was kind of lagging, and so it wasn't really as good as I wanted it to be. But nonetheless, I'm sure you guys didn't want to see me struggle to try to get this trailer out of over there for like 20 minutes. So yeah, basically this trailer was over there. You can see all my tire tracks, and now it's stuck under this train car. So, and in the process, I've flipped over many times, blown a tire. Yeah, not very fun. Well, anyway, let's talk about what we're gonna do in this episode. So, as you could see, I have explored most of the map. I mean, I found where the edges are, I guess, and all this little gray area in between. I'm sure we'll get through that eventually. But I was kind of surprised with how big the map was when we first looked at just the watchtowers. I mean, there was 1, 2, 3, like over here somewhere, and I was like, oh, this might be a small map. And then a contract popped up, or one of these little tasks here popped up like all the way up here, and I said, oh no, this map is a lot bigger than I thought. So yeah, I felt like you guys wouldn't want to watch me drive around this map for like hours and hours and hours, because it's kind of boring. I'm sure we'll see plenty of the map as we complete some of these challenges and everything. And to be honest, I ended up flipping my truck over a bunch of times, got lazy, just recovered it, and then just tried to see what was out there. So yeah, overall, pretty hard map. Not the best to drive, but also, I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably try to stay to some of the bigger pathways, and honestly, just the ice is the best way to get around, it looks like. So what we're gonna do now, since I can't seem to get this trailer unstuck from here, we're gonna try something here. I wanted to wait a little bit longer to do this, but it looks like we don't have any choice. So we are going to buy a truck to help us out. I was looking around, and I think the best option for right now is this Voron D53233. Pretty decent price. And to be honest, it's got a lot of good options that we want. So actually, I'm just gonna buy it because we have more than enough money. So let's just look at what we got here. In terms of engines, some great engine options. I mean, like, come on, this is definitely gonna buy that without a doubt. And then it only comes with this off-road gearbox, which is what we want anyway. Raised suspension, yes sir, sign me up for that. In terms of tires, to be honest, again, from what I've seen, like anything that the second ones always seem to have kind of the best traction in the mud, even though I'm sure they're all great, but like these might be pretty good. And we also have them actually we have these mud tires in the chains, which is probably what we want since we got a lot of ice. Don't know if we really need that. These single ones seem to kind of do better than the doubles. So at least what people saying, kind of what I noticed too. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and buy these. Let me sell these. We don't need those. All right, and then winch. Do I want to spend 15 grand on a winch? Not really, but I feel like we should. 18 grand. Yikes, that's tough. Yeah, we're gonna do it. All right. That hurt, but it's okay. Spare wheel? Nah, we don't need that. Let's see. These guys are always important, especially in, I don't know about this map yet. Haven't seen too much deep water because it's all frozen. All right, now this. Eventually, we're gonna just do a sideboard bed and a crane. But for right now, since we're gonna try to just recover that truck, I think we're just gonna try to use this. I know it's a little bit kind of cheating to just swap these in and out like they're no big deal, but It's a game. I don't really care. We're gonna do it anyway. Alright. Most important thing. Let's pimp this thing out a little bit. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, sure. And then rims. Yeah, we'll do those for this one. Paint job. Thinking going with our Arctic white type deal. Yeah, let's do this one. Cool. All right. I think we're ready to go. So let's go head over to the other stuck vehicle and see what we got going on. All right, guys. So we have made it to our little stuck trailer over here. So actually, let me explain what the heck we're even trying to do. So we're doing the one of the contracts. The first one that I thought would be pretty easy. Turns out it is not. But forgotten prototype. So we have to deliver this little trailer over here to the little village over here, and then so that's kind of like back by our garage. I think I already kind of know which route I want to take, but anyway, once we do that one, then we could do the we'll do this power. I think no, not that one. Where is it here? Nope. No. Well, that'll unlock us some of these other ones, I think, if we complete this forgotten prototype one. But then also we could do this. Next, we'll do this almost afloat in 10 situations, which you just kind of got to drive. I think one of them we got to drive around like here, find some spots in the ice, and then the other one we got to go to visit all the telephone poles here, and that one might not be as easy because, yeah, I've been up here, not fun. Anyway, so let's try to get this trailer unstuck for right now. See what we can do. I had a feeling that we could just, you know, take the crane here. Let's put the anchors out and kind of drag it. Oh yeah, this should work. Unless it's like glitched into the railroad tank car or something, which honestly, knowing this game, might happen. Let's see. So yeah, so let's try pulling from the bottom here. Do this. Well, that definitely did a thing. Stop. I don't want to. I'll tell you, using the keyboard and mouse in this game, the crane controls are kind of finicky, but we'll manage. I've made it this far. Alright, let's go. Let's try to pull you this way. Is it gonna do something? It might do something. There we go. Alright. Alright, we can get behind that. And that puts us right where we need to be. Look at that. As long as it doesn't get stuck again. Alright, we'll keep this truck here for now, in case we need it. Wrong button. Sorry about that. Alright, and let's jump back into our other car here. The blown tire. We'll fix that. We got a spare in the roof. It's fine. But for now, let's get the trailer going. And back up a little bit. There we go. Oh, come on. It's probably not going to do it. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Alright, sweet. Let's get it going. Alright, we seem to be on the road to success with this contract. So, actually, let me just turn around here. And let's fix this tire before we leave too. Why not? No use driving all the way around with this busted tire. That doesn't make any sense. And there we go. Alright, perfect. Much better. Alright, so with that being said, let's plot our waypoint. I think we are going to do... So, I'll admit, when I was bringing the crane over here, I actually had to do it twice because I fell through the ice right here and totally got stuck, and there was no way I was ever going to get that out. But the scout vehicle is not as heavy, so you know what? We're just going to do it. We're going to try it. Hopefully I don't fall in again and get stuck. And yeah, let's not do that. But alright, here we go. Alright, so for this part of the video, we're going to do something a little bit different. So I actually recorded the footage by itself earlier so I could focus a little bit more on my driving, because to be honest, it's kind of hard to talk and drive and without trying to get your truck stuck or flip your trailer over. So yeah, so we're just gonna kind of hang out and hopefully I don't do anything too crazy here and get stuck again, or fall through the ice. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about it. I have a little debate, you know. So in the last video, I made a comment about manual transmissions and about how automatics are made for people who don't know how to drive. That's not true. The first 2 cars I owned were automatics, and so I guess that brings us to our fun fact for the day about me, is that actually currently I own a manual transmission car. I drive a 2016 Subaru WRX. It's not the STI. It doesn't have the big spoiler on the back or anything, but it's a nice car. I got it used for a little bit of a not too great of a price. You know, I think I paid a little bit more for it than I should have. But to be honest, it was in super great condition. The old owner was actually an older gentleman who traded it in for a Corvette, and it was in really nice shape, very low miles, garage kept, and I mean just a beautiful car. And it was exactly what I wanted. I always wanted a stick shift. I think that they're really fun, and you know, I'm one of those few people that, probably as you could tell by this game, is that I actually really love to drive, and so it's just been the perfect car, and I love it a lot, and it's super fun. And believe it or not, you know, I mean, I get a lot of crap from my family and my friends and stuff about, you know, like, oh dude, your car, you know, it's cool, but you know, is it practical? You know, as you know, I'm a drummer, and so obviously space is a and you know, having like a SUV is always really nice. And I can fit a drum set in the car. I've done it many times. So to all those people that were like, oh, you know, can't be a drummer and buy, you know, a car that's not an SUV, well, you're wrong. You can. And you know, everybody's like, oh, it's, you know, it's you can't buy that car. You can't buy a stick shift in the snow and everything, you know, because where I live, you know, the winters are not. It's kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes we'll get a lot of snow, sometimes we won't. This year happened to be one of those years. This is I've had the car for about a year at this point, and so this was the first winter that I had with it. And to be honest, it surprised me about how well it did in the snow. Any car, like anytime it snows like a foot, you're probably not going to be driving in the snow anyway. So like, what does it really matter? I mean, you know, and plus like Subarus are nice because they have all-wheel drive. And so that was really cool. I got to, you know, kind of see how it did, and yeah, it you know, hung pretty well. I mean, it sits a little low, so it's not the best in the snow, but I got some new all-season tires on it and everything, and yeah, it does pretty well. And the stick shift has absolutely nothing to do with it. I mean, you know, it's like everybody's like, oh, you can't drive a stick in the snow, and I'm like, why not? You totally can. It literally, honestly, is probably, in my opinion, a little bit better than driving an automatic, because you get a little bit more control of the car. And kind of that brings me to like my next point. You know, what I wanted to, you know, hear from you guys. Like, leave a comment down below or something. Let me know, what do you think about manual transmission cars? I mean, I know they really don't make a lot of them anymore. If you have one, I would love, you know, to know. I think that's super cool that some people are still out there driving a stick shift, and especially now, you know, they make a lot of CVTs. I mean, basically everything's an automatic, and plus like they're just, you know, now we're going to electric, and that just kind of makes me sad, because I think that manual transmissions have a lot of benefits, and especially if you enjoy driving. You know, for example, like I drove, let's see, I got the car with 5,000 miles on it, or about almost 6,000. It's like 5,800. But I mean, not even like 6 months after I got it, I took a road trip out all the way out like west to LA, and put like almost 5,000 miles on the car, you know. And I mean, the thing is like, cars are made to be driven, you know. And I had so much fun, and it's just like, I think driving a stick shift, you know, you get that feeling of like actually driving the car, you know. I mean, your hands and your feet, it's like you're actually controlling everything that the car does. And the best way to drive a stick shift is just, you know, you need to practice, and you need to learn, like you literally need to learn how the car feels, and every car is different. I've driven a stick shift Mustang, I've driven an old stick shift Toyota 4Runner, and you know, now I have my car. It's like, every car is different. Every time you let the clutch out, you know, it feels different and everything like that. So it's like, you really just need to take your time and you know, get the feel for the car. And so I think that driving a manual is really cool because, you know, one, you get that experience where like you're actually in control of the car, and you're not just kind of, your mind is like always alert. And granted, you know, you do get used to it, but still, it's just, it's fun, you know, having that much control over the car. And I think it's, you know, you're a little bit more attentive as a driver. And I would say, like, you know, I know hopefully when I, you know, get a little bit older or something, if I ever, you know, have kids and get you know, I would love to get them a stick shift car as their first car, because I think it teaches you how to be attentive when you drive. You know, all this stuff nowadays are like texting and driving and being distracted. I mean, just buy a stick shift, you know, buy your kid a stick shift. Like, they're not going to text and drive if they have to use both hands, like, to drive the car, you know. I mean that's just, it's just the way it is. And I mean, I know that, you know, I'm guilty sometimes of being distracted when I drive or something, you know, picking songs on Spotify or something or whatever, you know. And it's, I found out that I do that a lot less because I just have to sit there and actually, you know, use both my hands to control the car. So there's one point for manual transmissions, and two, you know, I mean, they say they're better on gas. I mean, I don't really agree or disagree. I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with your driving style, because yeah, you know, you can drive an automatic and be really good on gas, and somebody else can just floor the crap out of it all the time and not get so great gas mileage. And same with like my car, you know. I mean, for what it's worth, like, it's a 4-cylinder turbo, and it, you know, so a pretty small engine, and I get, you know, 25 and a half miles to the gallon on average or something. And I mean, that, you know, it's not great. Like, my old Focus got like 33, but, you know, I mean, this car's way more fun to drive than that was. So I mean, I'll take the sacrifice. You know, it's still not bad. I mean, I get, you know, a pretty solid range out of my out of a tank of gas and stuff. So like, yeah, I can't complain. But yeah, I don't know if that's how true that is. I've heard on average though that, you know, they do get a little bit better gas mileage. But so there's 2 points for manual transmissions. And I guess number 3, I mean, you know, like I said, like, they're just fun to drive. I mean, you know, it really gives you a sense of control in the car. And I mean, sometimes, you know, if like my car's not super fast. I mean, it's, like I said, it's only a 4-cylinder. I mean, it puts out like, well, it's got a tune on it. It puts out like 300 horse. But still, though, I mean, it's you know, it's just a 4-door sedan. Like, it's a bigger car. It, you know, I mean, it moves, but it's not like, you know, I'm not wrestling like a V10 or something like that, you know. So I mean, it is what it is. But it's a fun car, and stick shift driving, I think, in any car is kind of fun, you know. Even if you have like a little old Volkswagen Golf or something, or I mean, you know, not even like, when I was looking at cars, I saw like it was like a Mazda 3 or something, just a real little 4-door sedan. I mean, probably didn't even have a V6 in it, but it was a stick shift, and I feel like it's just fun to drive. You know, it makes it more of an experience rather than just sitting behind the wheel and putting it, you know, in cruise control or whatever, and just sitting there and letting the car do all the work. Like, you actually have to drive the car. I think that's really cool. And people are getting kind of lazy nowadays, you know, with cars. And you know, I see a lot of people that just get cars and don't take care of them, or, you know, don't enjoy driving, which is fine. You know, not everybody's gonna enjoy driving, but I do. And you know, I think another thing too is, like, I think the manual cars, point number 4 for manual, I think that they're a lot cheaper than automatics. I mean, if you find, like, you know, two comparable cars, I think the manual will be cheaper than the automatic. And I know, like, in Europe a lot, you know, there's a very, very manuals are a lot more popular over there and everything. So it's like, they're still around, and I mean, I know you can find them. There's a few websites that I've seen that are pretty dedicated to manuals, and so like, yeah, it just depends on what you're looking for. So yeah, I mean, you know, let me know what you think. I'm curious to know. But yeah, here we are, kind of arriving at our, well, not kind of arriving, we are arriving at our destination for this challenge. And overall, that wasn't too bad. I mean, if you guys are watching, you can tell, like, other than the deep snow, I mean, it wasn't too bad of a route. So yeah, we made it. So, for some reason, when I detach the trailer, usually they disappear, but this time it didn't, so it made me worried. I was like, did I even beat it? But I did. As you can see here, I'm looking, and I go, oh yeah, there it is, checked off at the bottom there. So we're good to go. So now we're gonna do another challenge real quick. This one is just super easy, almost a float. We literally, like, you'll literally just watch. I mean, I do this in like 5 minutes. I can just drive around in a circle pretty much. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, I'm like I said, I'm curious to know what you guys think about manuals. Again, not at all bagging on automatics. I mean, I think there's some really great automatic transmissions, and a lot of cars. You know, I mean, both of the automatics that I drove were pretty good cars. I drove an old my first car was a '06 Explorer, and that thing was, you know, an absolute tank, beast in the snow, and fit a lot of drums. So not a bad first car. And then my second car was a Ford Focus 2016, and it was, you know, it was a good car. I mean, I had it in college. You know, it was a great little car for college. Was great on gas, really comfortable. But you know, and it was a hatchback, so it could still fit, you know, a lot of drums in there and everything. So that was good. My one problem with it was the transmissions for like that model year were actually they had a flaw in the design that was pretty common in a lot of those cars for the 2016 Focuses. And I mean, my neighbor had one, and I know he had the same issue. And so it was like those cars just had an issue with the transmissions, and after a while the clutches would go out, and it would get really shaky and kind of like, you know, just not super comfortable. And you know, I kept having, it was under warranty luckily, so I had the transmission or the clutches replaced twice. But you know, when it came around to it happening a third time, and you know, I'm a pretty conservative driver, like I wasn't hard on the car or anything, but when it came around to the third time, you know, I was like, yeah, I don't really want to, I was starting to feel it, and I was like, I don't really want to you know, have to pay for this again, like out of warranty, because it would have been like $3,000-$4,000. So I said, you know, it's better that I just kind of start looking for another car, and that's when I found my Subaru. And so far it's been good. I think the only thing that I've had to really fix on it was, well, I got new suspension, and had to replace an exhaust valve. But yeah, not too bad. But also, can we just appreciate like this game? I mean, look at the northern lights. You just saw them a second ago, but look at the northern lights in this map. I think that's so cool. This game is really visually just good. I mean, you know, I'm sorry about the, you know, it gets a little bit laggy sometimes. I heard a lot of people have this issue after one of the newer updates. They added like some grass shadow textures or something as part of the new update, and it causes kind of a shuddering frame rate. And also when it auto saves, it always lags. So if you see that, like, apologies, it just kind of is what it is. But I mean, yeah, it's like, look at that, man. Yeah, this is really nice. It makes playing this game a little bit more enjoyable. You know, it's like fun to look at too. So yeah, it's always nice to play games, you know, with good graphics and really nice lighting, and you know, good physics too. So can't complain. But is this the last one? I think there's like 6 or 7 of these. Well, we're almost at the end. So thank you guys for hanging out again, and you know, it's been a pleasure to all of you that have been, you know, watching the series from episode 1. I know it's on the episode 2, but thanks, greatly appreciate it. Like I said, you know, we're just kind of doing this for fun. So thanks for hanging out, and yeah, you know, let me know in the comments, you know, what you think about the game, about the my driving. If you got any questions, or you know, yeah, if you want to say anything about, have any opinion about manual transmissions, I would love to know. Just, you know, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. So yeah, thanks again. I think we're we're almost done here. This seems to be the last marker. Yep, this is it. Mark 7. As you can see, that challenge was not too hard, just kind of driving around. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you later.